Hey everybody, so this is Ian. It's November 9th, and that means that I am now 2 weeks on testosterone. I just actually gave myself my first at-home injection today. Last week it went so smoothly giving myself the injection at the nurse's office, like under supervision, that she recommended, and felt pretty good about just trying to do it myself at home this week. So yeah, that's really awesome. It took me about 15 minutes at all, and I think it was easier because I was doing it in my right leg. You're supposed to alternate. So that's my dexterous side. So that made it easier. But yeah, it was totally smooth. I paused for a little bit and then I just, okay, got to do this. And then went ahead with it. Yeah, there was actually like zero bleeding either. So anyway, that went great. Just to give everybody a quick update. On sort of changes that I noticed so far. First of all, they're really very minimal, kind of a little bit negligible. It's a very gradual process. Things that I have noticed though, I've noticed my throat, or my throat has gotten a little bit sore sometimes, and especially when I speak a lot. And I have heard anecdotally that's a sign that your voice can be sort of your vocal cords are trying to expand. Your voice is ready to deepen a little bit, so that's exciting. I'm not sure. It's possible that my range has expanded a tiny bit in the lower range, but it's hard to say so far. Definitely, my voice sort of feels more like creaky and and a little bit hoarse though. So I figure that's probably a good thing in the long run. Naturally, skin oiliness that's increased. I'm trying to be incredibly sort of like proactive about using acne treatment, not of the Proactiv brand variety, because I don't recommend that stuff at all. It's really awful. But yeah, just trying to wash my face a lot and use the right medications and everything. So I think with the sort of precautions I've been taking, the actual acne increase has been not super noticeable. It's under control so far. Cross our fingers that will continue to remain manageable. It'll probably get worse, but one step at a time. So there's that. I've been sort of asking myself and wondering if it's just a trick of the light as to whether the hair on my arm is any darker than it was. It's hard to say. I sort of have a fair amount of sort of blondish hair all over my body, really. But I mean, it's fairly thick and long on my arms. It's just totally blonde, like sort of soft hair. I tell myself that in certain contexts, like I can see it becoming a little bit browner at certain parts of my arm, but it's hard to say because I feel like as I turn it around, like I notice it less. So I think it may be partly a trick of the light, but I think finally I'm deciding that in certain places, like there are spots with darker hair, especially along this inner part of my arm here, and maybe a little bit down by my elbow. You can't tell anything in the video, so I'm just recording it for the sake of the record. What else? My sex drive has increased a little bit, not anything uncontrollable, so that's actually kind of nice. Like I was thinking before, a little bit of increase in libido wouldn't be so bad, but as long as it doesn't get totally unmanageable, and so far it's definitely not unmanageable. I can't tell whether there's any growth downstairs. I keep going back and forth with that too. It's kind of like the arm hair. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really noticed any like totally new hair growth or whatever. Muscles. Okay, so that is one thing that I've noticed. I don't think I've had a whole lot of fat redistribution yet, so I can't say that my muscles look a whole lot more defined, because that's one of the things that I heard with testosterone. It's that when you go on more of sort of a male hormone level, like you actually tend to store less fat subcutaneously, throughout your entire body. That's actually one of the reasons that you can sometimes have more defined muscles when you're in a more testosterone-based system, is just because you have less fat sort of under your arms and shoulders and stuff, as you would on an estrogen-based system. So haven't noticed a whole lot of that yet, but I have noticed that, I think I am a little bit bulkier. Like there's a tiny bit more just mass there, and I feel like in certain places the muscle seems denser already. I mean, it's funny because I haven't really noticed any like actual like serious increases in the amount of weight that I've been able to lift. I mean, again, it's only been 2 weeks. But I was surprised that I'm noticing like subtle changes in sort of the density and thickness of the muscle already. So that's cool. I'm definitely not complaining about that. I think I have gained a tiny bit of weight. Maybe like 2 pounds or something, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I have not been able to gain like 1 pound of weight, like no matter how hard I try for the last 6 months, even when I notice that my weightlifting ability has increased. So yeah, I don't know exactly what to make of that. I'm not sure what that is. It could be fluid, it could be fat, it could be muscle, it could be a lot of things. I think, and I could just be fooling myself with this, I feel like I have slightly more fat actually sort of in the hip area than before. It's hard to say. Again, that could be fluid. That I'm not sure. It could be also that I'm like, because you often will gain weight on testosterone, so it could be that I have gained a little bit of weight and the fat redistribution hasn't quite set in yet. So that could be one possible reason for that. It's nothing profound at all. It's like seriously only myself that would ever notice this. But it's just one of the things that I have observed. So yeah, I'll be very curious to see sort of how that process continues to go. My mood is good overall. That was one of the things that I was just still the most uncertain about before starting T. It's like I felt like pretty on board with most of the physical changes that I heard, could result. So it wasn't that I was concerned about any one particular change. It was more just kind of the overall feel, the emotional shift that some people report experiencing on T. That I just wasn't sure because it's hard to say in advance. Like I've been through a lot of hormonal swings in my life. Thank you, female hormones. And it's just hard to say if you're going to like that particular hormone balance before you start. So that was one of the things that I was less sure about. But I feel good overall so far. I mean, no like real profound changes either way, but certainly no deleterious effects on my mood. So that's really great, and I think that's a huge reassurance. So I think I'm just gonna keep going ahead with this as long as I'm still liking the changes and I'm liking how I feel. And we'll see how it goes from here. All right, well, thanks everybody for listening, and I hope you're doing well. Bye.